There's a version of you in a parallel reality already living your dream life, and she's waiting for you to catch up. Not by wishing, not by vision boarding, by becoming her. I'm someone who's reinvented my identity multiple times, from corporate finance to writer, from Chicago to Hawaii, from employee to entrepreneur. And what I've learned is this: up leveling to your next level, it's not about a goal, it's about an identity shift. I'm Angie Hawkins, the Inner Glow Coach, and I help women stop playing small, rewire the beliefs that keep them stuck, and help them up level to their next level identity with fierce confidence and elevated standards. Welcome to the Identity Upgrade Series, How to Step into Your Next Level. Like all of my playlists, every video, including this one, will end in an action step because it's not about information. It's about embodiment and actually developing new habits and behaviors in your everyday life. So let's talk about this parallel universe concept. And whether you believe in science or woo-woo, it doesn't matter because this encompasses both. The parallel universe concept it's based in quantum physics, but it's based on this theory that there are different realities of your life, of everybody's life, that are happening simultaneously. So the version of you that has everything that she desires is already existing in this other universe. All you have to do is embody her identity, and then you will naturally merge into that reality. And if it's a big shift, you'll go through other realities to get there. But the whole basis of this is, if you believe in woo-woo, all you're doing is matching the vibration of that identity. Or if you believe in quantum physics, all you're doing is embodying the energy vibration of that person. Because let's face it, science and woo-woo are basically saying the same things in different terms. But you can, raise to that vibration by being that identity. And over the next few videos, I'm going to share personal stories of my two biggest moments of up-leveling in my life. And the first one, I had no idea about this parallel realities concept. And the second one, I read a book about it and I fully embraced the concept. But my point is, you don't need to memorize a quantum physics book or try to grasp an ungrounded woo-woo theory, because I'm going to walk you through these real life stories to help relate these ideas to everyday life. And I'll give you a shorter example here. And that is of the time that I went bungee jumping. Because after I moved to Hawaii, so I had already done one scary thing by embodying the identity of the version of me who lives in Hawaii. But after I moved here, I learned this concept of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Because I had always thought that successful people did not feel fear. So I was like on this mission to not feel my fear. But then I learned this concept of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So I planned a solo trip to New Zealand and Australia to fully embrace this concept and dig right into it. So the solo trip was enough because, first of all, I love traveling by myself now, but that was the first time I had ever done it. So it was terrifying to me. And if you've ever been to New Zealand or know anything about New Zealand, allegedly bungee jumping was invented there. So if you research things to do in New Zealand, bungee jumping is the thing to do. So I was like, well, if I'm doing this, I'm gonna go all out and embrace this concept of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So I went bungee jumping, and to be able to bungee jump, I had to truly embrace the identity of someone who feels the fear and do it anyway. And that was pretty much my mantra. Like, I was that person. Even though this whole trip was an experimentation and I didn't feel confident doing it, I embodied that identity. And just as clearly and vividly as I remember the sheer terror of jumping, because to this day it's one of the scariest things I've ever done, I also vividly remember how proud of myself I was afterwards, because I proved to myself that I could do the hard thing. But again, to even get to that point, I was the woman who went bungee jumping. And that's how I was able to do it and prove to myself and gain that confidence and pride afterward. And that's how identity works. You don't become her after you feel confident. You become her the moment you are her. And that happens before you feel ready. So that split second of taking action, that is the identity shift. So my identity didn't shift before because I wasn't confident before, but in that moment of this is the kind of person I am and I did it, then I shifted into now I'm the person who bungee jumps, like, because I truly was, and I had the confidence to do even more scary stuff. So that was the up level. And the version of you who plays small will always feel safer, but the version of you who expands feels terrifying because it feels unfamiliar. And your nervous system is wired for familiarity, not expansion or success. And I'm gonna talk about that more in later videos. I think that comes up in video 3. So when you say you want more money or love or freedom, but you keep making decisions as your current identity, then you stay in the same reality. Your next level requires an entirely new self-concept. And that doesn't happen passively by thinking about it. It happens when you start being and behaving as if you already heard, because the evidence comes before the results. So to practice this leads us to our action step for today, because I want you to ask yourself this: if the version of me who already has what I want walked into the room right now, how would she stand? How would she speak? How would she walk? How would she decide? How would she solve problems? How would she spend her money? How would she save her money? How would she invest her money? How would she love? Who would she love? And then just pick one behavior today, just one. And, maybe she doesn't over-explain. Maybe she raises her rate. Maybe she sends the email asking for the opportunity. Maybe she walks a certain way. Maybe she talks a certain way. Maybe she rests without guilt. And now for your homework, just embody that trait. Not tomorrow, today, because you can't think your way into a new identity. Actually behaving and being that person is how you become them. And for extra credit, notice how this feels in your body, because a huge part of this work is nervous system expansion, which again, we're going to talk about that in a later video. But if you want to see the first time I did this in a real way, a real major way in my life, which was moving to Hawaii from Chicago to Hawaii with no real plan and $100,000 that I needed to figure it out, which I ended up doing all of that in 6 months. Watch the next video, because this is where the theory turns into practice and became my reality, because now I live in Hawaii. So I will see you there.